Prince. Prince? Good. I finally got your attention. You look so peaceful as you were daydreaming. But it's getting late, so I need to get you to your room. The queen already went to bed, and she said to make sure that you are well rested for tomorrow. So, how do you want me to carry you today? No, walking on your own is not an option. You know that you are far too important for that. So you either ride on my tail or I pick you up. So you have to choose now. That's so mean of you. My tail is very comfy. You're just saying that because you're embarrassed. Whatever, I'll just carry you. Oh, you're trying to resist, aren't you? That's cute. You probably shouldn't struggle too much. Isn't your arm still healing from the last time you tried to resist? You really shouldn't be tempting me like this. Accidents happen so often here, and the queen will be so upset if her goods were damaged again. It's my job to look after you and keep you safe. So please, just let it happen. See? That wasn't so bad. I have no idea why you need to make a scene every night. Huh? The Lamias in the hallway? What about them? Well, of course they laugh at you. That's what you're here for. Did you forget already? But enough about that. Let's just clean you up. Since you've been good, I'll scrub your back with my tail gently this time. I promise. I'm sorry, really, but you have to admit, it was more gentle than usual, right? Well, if your back is really that sore, then all the more reason to get into bed. Here, lay down. Oh, don't worry, I'll be right here next to you until you fall asleep. Oh, I know. How about a bedtime story? Don't say that. You're never too old for a bedtime story, and I know it's just the one for you. Once upon a time, there was a wise little prince. His father was a strong but foolish king who wanted to protect his kingdom and his subjects, no matter the cost. So one day, the king decided to make an example out of a nearby monster den. His son, the wise prince, urged him to reconsider, to remember all the years that they coexisted peacefully. But his father would not listen, instead choosing to gather a large squad of knights. And so, the king, the prince, and the knights marched towards the den that was filled with poor, innocent Lamias. They launched a cowardly sneak attack and unleashed their full might upon the peaceful den. Do you know what happened then? Well, the peaceful Lamias were left with no choice but to defend themselves. But the king made it easy for them. It turned out he and his knights had no experience with Lamias. They didn't know what they were up against until it was too late. Apparently, it's not common knowledge that they can use magic to alter the strength and length of their tails, and even the textures of their scales. So, the very desperate monsters used the razor-sharp scales to cut the soldiers in half. They used the points of their hardened tails to pierce straight through the thick metal armor and shields the knights equip. And they used their powerful muscles to finish off their prey, constricting them, completely crushing them, along with their armor, until all that was left looked like a crumpled piece of paper, dropping with red ink. After they finished defending themselves from all the knights, they focused on the king and the prince, who they surrendered earlier. 4 girls stepped up and flung their tails at the king. They wrapped around his arms and legs and pulled a little until he was hanging off the ground. Then they kept pulling. Then they pulled some more until... Hey, what's wrong? You're shaking. Is this story not relaxing enough for you? That's weird. It always put me in a great mood. Just talking about it. I can remember the taste of his crimson rain. But it's far too late to be upset now. This all could have been avoided if you did a better job at convincing your father. But you couldn't. So he paid the price. And you? Our queen didn't even need her tail to knock the sword from your hands. You fail your people. You fail as a prince. The king may be gone, but you were in no position to take his place and lead the kingdom. But despite that, our benevolent queen took pity on you and assumed control of your territory to keep it out of economic chaos. The look on your leaders' faces when they realized that these giant snake-like monsters living in a cave actually knew plenty about economic and political restructuring. In fact, your leaders were so incompetent, we had to resist the urge to just eat them and take their position. We might have if our queen didn't make it clear that the violence would stay on the battlefield. But it is still an option if you don't behave. I said it before, didn't I? Accidents are just so common. But despite everything you did wrong, our queen still allows you to spend each day at her side, ruling together. Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't seem like you actually control anything, but the people think you do. And that's all that matters. Whether they trust your return things to normal, or they just want to blame you for their problems. Either way, keep you around is best for everyone, especially you, since that's all you're good for anymore. It's better than the alternative, don't you think? My people don't ask for much from you. I think we've proven that we're not the barbarians you people thought we were. Just like how you're not the prince we thought you were. Actually, I admire your determination at first. You were confident that you would one day rally your people to rebel and take back your kingdom. It was pointless, but also cute. Hey, how does it feel knowing that you betrayed the pride of your kingdom every single night that you listen to me? Already know it feels good, doesn't it? You have discovered a real guilty pleasure, and you can't get enough. You couldn't care any less what happens to your citizens, do you? They're just an excuse at this point. Even if we had our way with every man, woman, and child in this kingdom, you still come crawling back to us. You just don't know what to do without us. Well, don't worry. We'll continue to take care of you. Come on. You can stop crying now. I'll do that thing you like. That's right. Just sit still and let me. Good, good. Now you're all curled up and ready for bed. You can't even see anything, can you? You are brought up entirely, completely at my mercy. I could squeeze just a little bit and make your sleep a bit more permanent. But you know that I won't. I've also gotten used to your warmth, and replacing it with someone else would be bothersome. Even if the queen decided she didn't need you around, I would probably keep you by my side. You don't have to worry about anything anymore. Your father, the people, the other Lamias, the future. You can leave it to me. Because right now, all you have to do now is sleep. So, good night, my prince.